Hello, everyone. It's me, Travis, again for the second time. Congratulations, me. I did it. Episode 2, 2 weeks later. We're here. It's 420. I'm Travis, and this is Frantic Purpose, the podcast where I talk about generally whatever is going on. So 2 weeks ago, I started, and here we are. 420 today. Famous for being a day everyone decided to smoke weed on. I don't know why. I probably should have researched that, but I don't know why today is that day, 420. But it is. It's also, more importantly, a day that I exited the military. So 5 years ago today is the day I said bye-bye to the Air Force, which I was in for 8 years. So I'm 3 years to go before it's been the exact same amount of time that I was in the military. So 3 years is a long time, but 5 years. It's so funny because it used to be way more significant to me, and the farther out I get, just the more and more it feels like a dream. It was like my 20s, and I'm 35 now. Am I 35? I'm 35. I'm turning 36 this year. As you may know, I'm getting married this year as well. So I feel good. I'm happy with my military service. I'm not, sarcastic or bitter or anything about my military service. I'm very happy about it, and I guess that's where that stops. Since last time I went to Vegas with Amanda for it was a little bit shorter than the Vegas trip we took, where I asked her dad if it was okay I marry her. But it was a good amount of time, and I was going to NAB, which is like a National Association of Broadcasting event convention center, where they just have so much stuff. There's a video on my reel, and I not only got to just walk around this convention for like 3-ish days. I just got to see cameras and technology. It was really cool. So I'm happy I got the opportunity to do that. I also found this promo code that for some reason gave me the ability to register another ticket or another badge for free, which is like a $250 value. So I was like, hey, I'll just register Amanda. So I registered Amanda as my senior IT engineer, and she got a badge and everything. And she never ended up going, but I mean, it was a lot of walking. Other than that, I had my biggest single game win of roulette that trip, which was $1,800 I won. And it was wild because I won when it hit green. And if you know anything about that, it was an exciting moment. Also, that trip, Amanda decided that she was going. Well, actually, the trip prior to Vegas was when she decided to follow my system for roulette and to try and have some control there and win and walk away with money. And she decided that this time was the first time she did it, and she was up $700. And that's great, which also makes me feel like I'm not a maniac, like that the system I have in place works. Of course, there's luck involved still. There's always luck involved, but if luck's in your favor, which it certainly was for her, then you walk away with some money in your pocket. And I don't know. I guess I'll talk about Vegas. I don't know what to naturally talk about other than that. Oh Lord, Other than that, right now, because that's the newest thing, work is exhausting, and I don't really feel like talking about work. Who talks about work? Not me. Mostly because no one knows. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so Vegas. You're probably a lot of people have negative feelings about Vegas, and like you go there, you get had, and like that's where people go. It's called Sin City. It has all these negative connotations. I don't buy it. I was like a few years ago. I'm like, you know what? For my birthday every year now, I think I'm just going to go to Vegas and see if there's anything to do, and if I any if it's really true. Is it just this pit that people go to throw money? Which in some ways certainly, but not for me. I went to Vegas for my birthday. I forget, it was a few years ago. I don't really remember offhand. I stayed in a suite at Bellagio. It was beautiful. I was there alone. Me and Amanda were. It was within the first year of us dating, and I I brought my suit, and I bought dice to determine how much money I'd be betting, and I joined a players club, the MGM Rewards card, and their whole deal, and it's so dope. Long story short, I stuck to my bankroll, and which you don't know, but let me explain something first. My system to prevent any type of bad gambling meaning compulsive, go to my bank account, drain the bank account, use it to win it to whatever, there's no limit to what you could use. No. If you're going to Vegas and you don't have a system to stop yourself from betting more past your bankroll or some threshold, then you will get had, you know. And it's so funny because winning in Vegas, which I would like to think I've done a fair amount. Last year I had two taxable jackpots. The 1800 I won this time as a taxable jackpot, and that just means anything over $1,200. But like my system that I made is working out for me, and that's only because I go in with a plan. And it's so funny because you think that winning would make you want to keep going, but it's really the losses that suck, and that make you want that. Those would be the times where you'd want to go to the ATM and grab some more cash and be like, oh, I don't want this adventure to end. And I've surely been there. It's not like it's a bummer. It's a bummer to lose. I'm all over the place, guys. What am I even saying? I'm advocating for Vegas, is what I'm saying. And Amanda's told. I've told Amanda a few times. Man, I love Vegas because it's one of the last remaining places in America where you can go, and if you want, just totally lose your mind doing drugs, or like just like go prostituting or whatever, or you could, on the opposite end, you could have the best like meals, you could see the best shows. Like it's just this place that shouldn't exist anymore. Like think about all the things that are being canceled, and all these things that where everyone's being told this is wrong, this is wrong, this is all actually wrong. And it's just like, treat people with respect, which you should, but like just like it's all over the place. And then meanwhile, it's like Vegas is like, yeah, but also come to Vegas and do whatever you want. Like, we don't care. Do whatever you want. Drink on the street. Buy some pizza, bring it outside with your beer, hopefully throw it in a trash can. That's not, listen to me. I live on the edge. Eating pizza on the street with a beer is, it's so edgy for me. But for me, I see an opportunity to figure out a system, and other people, what I like to spend my money on is that adventure. Like, people can go and screw up 100%. And I like being treated as an adult in that way. And most of, in California and everything, like everyone's always trying to do things for other people to help other people who don't know how to help themselves. And then Vegas is like, yeah, come here and totally go bankrupt if you want. And there's something pure about that. You could win huge or lose huge. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm like exhausted right now. I need to sleep. But that's it. So make Vegas is whatever you want it to be. It is not, if you believe it to be this evil demon in the closet that no one should go to because right when you show up you'll be corrupted, you're wrong. Vegas is like chaotic neutral. It's whatever, it's almost like a mirror. And I think I've used that before. Vegas is a mirror of who you really are. And for me, I like figuring out systems. And I have for roulette, and I have my slot sense, which is like there's no real system to slots other than like I follow a feeling, and so it's very fun and like an emotional, empathetic, like where is the winning slot, and it's funny like that because Amanda's witnessed me do slot sense to a few jackpots, which is makes it even all the more. She's like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, there's no answer. It's Vegas magic. And me and Amanda pretend like we become Vegas Travis, Vegas Amanda, and like in Vegas, like you're just you max relax and you take chances to win money, and sometimes you don't, and hopefully you have enough by the end of the last day, just to say I was there, and hopefully you're not betting beyond your means. But yeah, strict rules. That's how I enjoy Vegas. Maybe one day I'll go into it when I have the energy to really. I mean, it's not that crazy. Okay. Step one, I roll dice before the trip. I have two dice, and whatever number that is, I times it by 100. So if it's six, it's 600. That's my bankroll. And then I go to Vegas with that bankroll. And generally, I would go for only 2 nights. 3 nights, you're tempting fate. You're probably, it's bad news. Even though it's fun, it's just a quick trip is the best. Have something planned as far as like hang out by the pool, have some drinks, curating a buzz. That's important. Man, I sound like a crazy person. What's going on with me? It's so funny. Random other things. So my last podcast, I accidentally posted somewhere. I think the title was like, I wanted to say weddings are a scam because it's just like a market where people get extorted for money. But I actually said marriage is a scam, and I wanted to, Kathy, Amanda's mom, was worried about that, and just so you know, I don't think marriage is a scam. I think marriage is, great. I love the idea of being like legally bound to someone. I think it's interesting. It's another system that's I'm kind of like playfully curious about. Like there's so much, everyone complains about so much stuff, and then it's like, but I want to go get legally bound by the government to this person, and I'm like, hey, dope. I love monogamy. I'm like I have always just dreamed of having, like, once I have the one person, once I've found Amanda, I like everyone else kind of blurs out. And it's so funny because Amanda in Vegas is noticing like these scantily clad women all over the place, and one time she was like, that girl's boob was out, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm just not there. Like I've never been the guy who's like on the hunt and loved the hunt and all that, machismo dude crap. It's like I really thought it was exhausting. I like talking to people and everything, but when I would go out to bars, and I never did it with any intention of meeting women. I just kind of wanted to be left alone, and unfortunately, I have a approachable spirit or whatever because people just come at me. It does not matter if I'm not saying anything. I just have a Giants hat on. Whew. All right, let's wrap. Let's not wrap it up, but let's focus. I'm frazzled because people because work is so stupid. Not like my job. I'm thankful for my job and I'm thankful for where I am, but like work in general is so dumb. And I might have talked about that before. Like the fact that like spend 40 hours of the week with strangers doing relatively meaningless work is so bogus, you know. Um, and people get so stressed out, and I'm currently in communication with this person who, I don't know if you know this, but like you like the, there's something wrong with their plan, and then you kind of like tell them, and then they just don't even, it's like they never read any of your emails. They just keep saying the same stuff. It's just frustrating. Oh man. Okay. So we're almost 16 minutes into this thing. Episode 2. You've got a half-assed explanation of my Vegas stuff, but I guess the full truth is I'm tired. Like right now, mostly because I think it's because I started strength training again. From the beginning of the year till now, I've just been doing cardio and dieting in the interest of having some kind of fresh start. I want to be like super dope body dude for the honeymoon, and I want to look great. And part of that was kind of stripping down the muscle I had built and burning fat. And then I'm at 193 now. At the beginning of the year, I think it was like 214 or something. And at the end of this month I'm supposed to do circuit training. So I'm doing cardiovascular strength training, just like circuit training, going from one strength to cardio to strength to cardio. And I'm sore, and I think it's great. I'm just tired. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good, because life is still excellent. What do I got on the table? Oh, it's so funny because like even though me and Amanda, we stayed at the Luxor and with MGM rewards, which if you go to Vegas, get on the Players Club card stuff. It costs zero money. I haven't paid for a room since my birthday, the first one I went to. Since then, I've been comped everything. Um, and that's awesome. And a lot of people are like, haha, is that cause you lose like so much money? And it's like, no, actually, I don't. That's not. I don't know why. I have no idea. And I hope they don't listen to this, because you're like, wait, we're comping Travis all this stuff. They also give me like money to spend on food, and they also give me money, like just free slot money, which is insane. And of course, when something good happens to me, I'm like, look, cool. I never ask, do I deserve this, or what's going on? How am I getting, I'm like, cool. Wow. Hey, thanks. That's great. And I attribute that to my rewards membership, and I will continue doing that. And I've told my parents and everyone that, like, I fly to Vegas on Frontier, which is super cheap, and I stay for free, and they basically pay me to stay there, and I may I'll win a few $100s and then I'll leave. And it's like weird. This is very weird, but I think this is great. And at one point I'll have a family and I won't be going to Vegas as much. I know that. And that's fine. It is what it is. And for now, I'm going to enjoy it before I have, future children or whatever. I'm happy for what it is right now. Vegas is excellent. And, yeah. And I didn't mean for this to be like a commercial for Vegas, but go for it. Find out who your Vegas self is, because it's great. We're going, all that to say, I get emails from MGM about free stuff all the time. And then like sometimes it's concerts, and most of the time I'm like, I don't care. But one time recently, Amanda was in surgery it was minor. Okay, it was fine. I was at a bar down the street, a sports bar, having I think I had a Bloody Mary, because I like Bloody Marys. Just one. Calm down. And I got an email from MGM saying like, "Hey, do you want 2 tickets to Zach Brown band concert at MGM Grand?" And I'm like, "Haha, yeah." So I booked it, and now we're going. We're going not this weekend, but the next weekend, which is even more absurd. You know, it doesn't take much points to get to Pearl, and I don't know if it's because of my status there, or that they know I'm a veteran or whatever, bringing it home back to veteran. Uh, who knows? I don't question it. I just know it's great. I'm about to go see Zach Brown band for free with Amanda, and also I think she's going to get to my status this year too. So we're like hoping that she'll be able to comp rooms as well. So we'll double comp. Like I'll comp at Mandalay and she'll comp at Bellagio, and then we'll both get free money and slot money and be able to stay at either casino. Like, isn't that crazy? That's a future. I could do that now because I get comped at MGM and Caesars. So this last trip, I fooled around with like maybe I'll comp at Luxor, and then I'll comp at Flamingo too. But Flamingo had a resort fee of like $45, and that's how cheap I am. I was like, oh no way, I do Vegas for free, baby. I don't do resort fees. But yeah, it's a crack up. It's a hoot. Like, how many times in your life do you just get to go stay at resort level, like literally an international location that everyone goes to and pays out the butt to stay? Thank you, MGM, and Caesars, and Unity, which is Hard Rock. I could also comp with them. I don't know what it is. I'm not hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, but never gonna get there. But hey, I bet they think I will, and good luck, guys. Maybe you'll crack me. Maybe I'll end up rock bottom somewhere, penniless, and who cares? Life's about adventure. I've always thought that. It reminds me of when I got out of the or when I was about to get out of the military. I was working at Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado Springs, where we track aliens and keep aliens and all that jazz. I remember the highest brass would ask me, "Are you sure you want to get out?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What are you going to do? Aren't you afraid you're going to flip burgers at McDonald's?" And it's a true thing they say. They say that all the time in the military. There's like a real culture of fear, especially when you're high up because you've been in the military forever. And getting out is like you're saying no to this infrastructure that's actually pretty great. The military is awesome for people who need direction. They give you money for housing. They give you money for like food, and of course they pay you a base wage. They give you a trade, and then people are like, "Wow!" And it's really hard to conceptualize leaving all of that. It's like, wait, I'm going to have to start over. So I was dealing with all this fear from leadership, and I would just sit there like, what, are you going to flip burgers? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, even if I am flipping burgers, like, I need to go to the next chapter. And that would be my answer is like, I just want to move on. I promised myself 8 years. I remember when I first decided I was going to go into the military, I was sitting on my front porch in Fairfield in a childhood home, and I was looking up at the stars. I think I was like drinking a beer too. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm just having an internal conversation with myself. And it was just like out of nowhere, this voice was like, 8 years in the Air Force, that'll do it. I think that'll be good. That's a good investment. And it absolutely was. It's just wild. I kind of go back to people saying like how short things are, how short life is, how fast the wedding will be here, how fast this, how short that. And I'm like, bro, in this last 5 years, I got out of the military, and I told people I'm going to get a job in cybersecurity, and I did. I contracted at Buckley Air Force Base, and then I wasn't having a great time, and I moved here in San Francisco. My little brother was like, "Yeah, why don't you just move back?" And I'm like, I don't know. Let's do it." So I broke my lease, got a little pod thing, set it up, planned it. Me and my mom literally drove from Denver to San Francisco, which was an awesome trip. Like that alone was like that's like the only time me and my mom have had like a trip ever. I'm always trying to get her to go on things. Mother's Day's coming up, so happy Mother's Day, Mom. I don't know if she listens to this or not, but one of the was this moment I'll cherish. Just like, and I planned it. We stayed in Salt Lake City at like this building this hotel they built for the Olympics. Burps, not crying. And it was beautiful, and I was stressed out. And even though like we had this moment where she said something that kind of got under my skin and made me feel inadequate, like it was one of those emotional moments. I was going in between things and vulnerable, and I mistook something, and we hugged, and it was all okay. And then we stayed in Reno, and I taught my mom how to play roulette, and we were just in circus, betting quarters, and laughing, and it was like we were the only two people in Reno, and it was just excellent. And we went back and got to San Francisco, and then I was like, what was I? I was heavy. I want to say I was like 218, and not like a good-looking 218. It was like the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and I wanted to lose weight. And by the end of that first year, I had lost weight, which was great. I got there, I think, in August, and then COVID hit. I'm pretty sure. And then this whole deal with my brother and I went down, and it's so crazy. We spent years in in like this whole pandemic thing. Like, do you guys ever think about that? And I remember saying, before it'll be like it never happened, and it's so true. Like crazy, bonkers, banana balls, insane. And I worked at OpSWAT. I got a job there. It was the most money I'd ever made, and I was so proud of myself. And then, I was there for like 2 years and some change before I was like, I'm going to work. I want to work. I've always wanted to do IT and entertainment or TV. And I got to CBS. And that's like a short representation of that time. Like between then and now, before, like when I moved in to now, like I didn't draw at all. I thought like I hadn't got to the realization that I wanted to take my art seriously at all. I had no inclination. I had 200 followers. I have 33.9 thousand followers now. And that's insane. Last year was the first time I had to, oh dang. The second year that I had to do taxes for my payments from Facebook. And that's wild. I decided a while ago during that time what I wanted, just general goals. Like I want to work with companies I care about. I want to like champion brands. And saying that is cheesy, I guess, but it's super real. And all of it came true. I did a mural during COVID at a ramen place called Taraku Ramen on Lombard Street. And it's massive. I think it's like 14 by 4 feet or some crap. Like the amount of time and things that have happened within that time frame is insane. And only just recently I haven't dated Amanda. Like, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. Like, I'm going to get married. It's 5 years. So much life in 5 years. And it's so awesome. You know, I'm about to wrap up, but I mean, don't let life seem like it's fast. I think I talked about this on the last one. It's going to be something I touch on a lot. Don't, take control. Have fun. Have a good time. And realize what matters and what doesn't. What's worth getting stressed out about and what is worth just like enjoying. What are you missing because you're stressing, I think of my mom. Like today, I'm about to go to a Giants game, even though she's going to have dinner with Grams, like her mom. So, it's all good. But there are many times where my mom says no because of work. Many, 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 many times. And I just don't ever want to be that. No offense to my mom. She's incredible. She's in many ways someone I've structured my life after. But if there's anything that my mom could benefit from, it's just doing more stuff that means more to her. Because I know it's not work. She just has to make that bacon. That's true. We all need money. But I think that's it for now. Thank you for joining me on this insane adventure of episode 2 of Frantic Purpose. Who knows what it was about? Maybe you could read the tea leaves, put it together for me, and let me know. Kathy, I don't think marriage is a scam. Okay, I'm very excited to marry Amanda and to be lawfully bound to her. And also, that's what marriage is, right? To be lawfully bound. To make it super stupid to even think about getting divorced or anything. No way. I'm in it. And I love it. Oh, that's my alarm to do the podcast. I'm just kidding. Okay, Kathleen, it's okay. I'm excited to be married. I'm super juiced of all the cool, I don't need to give anyone the time of day anymore. Once I'm married, even now, since I've been dating Amanda, I don't get, who cares? I did it. Here I am. The only box I wanted to check in my life, well, not the only, one of a few, is it's about to be checked. I'm about to have Amanda as my wife, and it's going to be super dope, even when it's super not dope. Life's an adventure, but I'm here for it with her, and it's going to be excellent. But weddings and that marketplace needs to change, But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Thanks for listening. My name is Travis Straw. This is Frantic Purpose, episode 2. And I don't know what change something about your life this week. Do something crazy that no one else would think you were going to do. Not anything dangerous, Kathy. I know what you were thinking. Just something nice and different and fun. You know what? Go outside, dig a hole. When was the last time you just dug a hole? I honestly don't know. Oh, I probably the military. Okay. Happy 420. Don't get too baked. Or do. I'm going to celebrate my 5-year anniversary with a little glass of whiskey before I head out to the glorious Giants baseball game. The Giants are sucking this year. Okay, I get it. It doesn't mean I'm not a Giant fan anymore. They just suck right now. Yaz is killing it. Go Yaz. You're my hope. The one, I mean, you're doing well. Okay, for real this time. I'll figure out some fun way to sign off. Okay. Have a wonderful night, day, afternoon. I promise the next one's going to be like, it probably won't. When? Forget it. Bye. Goodbye.